feels eerily quiet overnight. We had that Axios report yesterday come through suggesting that an Iranian attack was going to be imminent next 24 to 48 hours. Nothing has happened yet.
Yeah, we're not at the 48 hours.
That's true.
So tonight is still a possibility. No, I mean, I think Iran is taking its time, and it's going to have to gauge this very carefully. Again, it has clearly said it doesn't want escalation. What does that mean? That means that, yes, it can send a barrage of drones and missiles like it did in April, but it has to calibrate it incredibly carefully. It has to go fundamentally for military sites rather than civilian ones, and it has to hope that none of those missiles or drones go off course and start killing civilians, because the minute that happens, that is escalation. Israel will have to respond.
So the U.S.'s stance here is quite interesting because, on one hand, they're saying that Israel has the right to defend itself, but working the diplomatic channels very actively, calling for a de-escalation in the region. They're also sending military warships. They're sending fighter jets to the region as well. So what is the U.S.'s role here? What are they trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, the military equipment that is now in the region is really quite impressive. I mean, there's a carrier strike group in the Gulf of Oman that has 3 destroyers. There's more destroyers coming in. There's a new squadron, fighter jets coming in. And that's on top of what was already a fairly substantial presence. So I think on the one hand, it's saying that we'd really like to resolve this. And I think particularly focusing on that Gaza peace deal, that elusive deal, with the thinking that if you can somehow start moving in the right direction on Gaza, that de-escalates tensions elsewhere, or at least gives some of the other actors fewer excuses to actually engage again. But on the other hand, reminding everyone that it is obviously the world's largest superpower. It has the capability of dealing with more or less anything that could be thrown around the region. And so it's that kind of twin approach.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is here, you just wonder what the off-ramp is for all of these different players. You have the likes of Hassan Nasrallah saying they want to seek revenge. You've got the Ayatollah Khamenei in Iran saying that they want to seek revenge as well. Ultimately, Netanyahu, the war is still raging on. What is the off-ramp for all of this to just calm down, to de-escalate? How does that happen?
So I think step number one is Gaza. I think we still have great concerns about the north, Lebanon in particular, and that feels very hard to see a way out of there because it feels like the thinking in Israel is that will have to be dealt with sooner or later, and by that I mean Hezbollah.
Yeah.
That is not a threat that's going to go away, rather than take the approach that they did to Hamas, which is let's contain it and let's hope for the best. We need to tackle it head on. Now, that may change over the next several months as the population gets increasingly tired, I suppose, of this constant warfare.
Yeah.
However, I'm not going to make that prediction. And it does feel like the consensus within Israel at the moment is that is still a problem that needs to be tackled.